if we go back to my last main channel video about borderline personality disorder, where we broke it all down and we showed that Amber Heard sure seems to have borderline personality disorder, that is very typical of a borderline, is to go even harder against the person that they feel wronged them. And that's probably also why this ended up in trial, is because of her borderline. She felt so wronged by, this ending with Johnny Depp. So wronged that she wanted to get back at him by saying apparently untrue things about him. Since their perception is so abnormally skewed, their response is abnormally harsh to the outside observer. This is kind of what we're seeing, is that Amber Heard kind of dug herself a little bit of a hole. And because Amber Heard is apparently borderline, she couldn't accept fault that what she put out there was not the truth and that she just got ahead of herself. So her only knee-jerk reaction was to just defend. And when you're defending something that's just really not true at all, and you have no real evidence to back it up, and you insist on defending, and you go to court and you're still defending something that's just not true, you're not going to have a good legal conclusion. Her apparent feelings of abandonment when they broke up caused her to amplify everything that was going on to try to get him back. And then because of also her borderline, she couldn't admit that what she did was wrong, to retract any of that, to just, okay, I want to take it back. Because anyone else that maybe got ahead of themselves, that weren't borderline, wouldn't actually continue and go through to court and actually go to a legal conclusion where you have a jury that's going to rule on this and decide the case. And she went to court with no evidence, really, and she tried to just fabricate stuff and throw things out there to try to make it seem like it was true and just throw as much sob story out to the jury and hoping they were going to buy it. And a lot of it could have been done because she just couldn't admit fault, because she has apparently quite severe borderline. Some of you commented on my main channel video and said, well, no, I'm borderline and I don't act like her. Okay. First, there's different levels to this, okay? Just because you're diagnosed with borderline doesn't mean it's very severe borderline. That's the first thing. There's also, as I said in the video, there's also comorbidities involved with borderline. That's very, very, very common, such as anxiety, antisocial personality disorder, and substance abuse. Those three are very common with borderline. So she can easily also have one of those too. I think we mentioned substance abuse in the video, but she can easily also have some antisocial personality disorder, such as psychopathy or sociopathy, that is causing her to act so outrageous here. I want to make that point. Not all borderlines are equal at all. One borderline in itself could have its own spectrum, and then within borderline, you are more likely to also have some of those comorbidities that cause the spectrum to greatly increase to even further levels. Therefore, not all borderlines act at all the same. It's because there's such a large spectrum of borderline and all the comorbidities that result in amplification of the borderline symptoms and mixtures of different types of behavior within borderline that's hard to really determine whether it's actual borderline or some of the other comorbidities that are acting within borderline, which can cause such a vast spectrum of borderline behavior.